to Tianjin in Zhongnanhai. To justify the crackdown that followed, authorities reported that practitioners besieged the government. It was under this dark shadow that the world media first heard about Falun Gong. Once the crackdown on Falun Gong was in full swing, the state-controlled media used every possible tactic to discredit the practice. On August 13, 1999, CCTV broadcast a show called Truth of the April 25th Illegal Appeal. It reported that the gathering outside the government headquarters had been a political move personally organized by Mr. Li Hongzhi. The footage was full of loopholes and looked highly suspicious.
The whole program lasted for about 37 minutes, but there are many fake spots in it. If you are not a professional, you might not be able to detect it. In the film, Mr. Ji Liewu said, "I made a few phone calls to Li Hongzhi." However, if we play the film in slow motion and take a close look at his mouth, we can see that Mr. Ji actually said, "I made a few phone calls to Li Chang," because he was pronouncing Chang instead of Hongzhi. To change the sound is something very easy to do in film editing.
Moreover, CCTV reported that practitioners never saw Premier Zhu Rongzhi, despite the fact that many witnesses actually did see him come out to talk to some of them in person. The film failed to offer any proof of its claims. Did Mr. Li really organize this demonstration?
I think many practitioners were just like me and wanted to go themselves. When I got up in the morning that day, it wasn't 6 a.m. yet. We usually begin practicing the exercises every day at 4 a.m. But I didn't feel like practicing at all that day because such an incident had happened, and I felt that I had to say something about it and tell the true facts to government officials, since I had benefited so much from Falun Dafa.
According to one eyewitness, when he arrived at the north intersection of Fuyou Street at 6 a.m. on the morning of April 25th, police were blocking the intersection leading to Zhongnanhai, and it was the police who guided a line of Falun Gong practitioners from the east entrance to the west entrance of the compound, and then southbound toward the front entrance. Meanwhile, another line of Falun Gong practitioners was moved northbound, and the two crowds met at the front entrance.
The policeman told us we couldn't stay here or there and wanted us to move. So we moved to wherever the policeman wanted us to. In the end, I was petrified. The police wanted us to form a line, and they led us to move toward the front entrance of Zhongnanhai. We walked from north to south, and we were very close to the front entrance. I saw that police led a line of people coming from the Minzu Palace. One came from south and one came from north, and then we met there.
Eventually, more and more practitioners showed up and gathered quietly outside the gates of Zhongnanhai as directed.
Many people who lived in the neighborhood praised us because during lunchtime we were very careful. If we dropped a grain of rice or a piece of paper, we always picked them up. When we sat there, it was very quiet. People in the front were standing, and elderly people sat in the back rows after standing for a long time. Everyone was very quiet, and we left a big space for pedestrians.
It was said that these practitioners came from nowhere and disappeared into nowhere. Such a large crowd appearing from nowhere scared the Jiang regime, although if the Sports Commission reports were true and 70 to 100 million people were practicing Falun Gong, 10,000 is a minuscule number, about 1/100%. Falun Dafa Information Center, in a statement to the press on the 2-year anniversary of the incident, revealed the true nature of the president's fear and the innocence of the Falun Gong practitioners. Quote, "We have recently verified with an inside source demonstrating that the crackdown on Falun Gong, initiated and enforced by Jiang Zemin, had nothing to do with the nature of Falun Gong itself. It has recently been confirmed that Jiang Zemin, in certain communications during that time, indicated that he believed neither Falun Gong nor its founder, Mr. Li Hongzhi, had the ability to amass such a large power base. He voiced suspicions that the practitioners assembled outside the State Council Appeals Office had been orchestrated by rival senior officials within the Chinese government itself or by foreign forces. In an apparent attempt to solidify his power base, he stated that immediate action was needed to crush Falun Gong at all costs. Consequently, what the world has been witnessing over the past 20 months is a wide section of the Chinese people being used as pawns in a desperate political struggle carried out by Chinese President Jiang Zemin against real or imagined enemies within his own government. End of quote. Falun Gong practitioners are required by their practice to not participate in politics. However, because so many people gathered at Zhongnanhai, they have been misunderstood and falsely accused. If you ask any practitioner if their actions were politically motivated, they will answer,
"Not at all. It was the result of being suppressed for a long time. Cultivators are not involved in politics. Even today, not one Falun Dafa practitioner wants to overthrow the government. Things of that sort have nothing to do with Falun Gong's cultivation practice. I feel that Falun Gong is deeply rooted among people."
The Jiang Zemin regime is determined to eradicate Falun Gong, and the persecution and torture continues to escalate on all fronts. Clearly, the April 25th gathering serves as an excuse to justify this persecution. Yet it is precisely this brutality and propaganda that has mobilized people around the world to take a close look at Falun Gong and stand up for its principles of truth, compassion, and tolerance. The courage and honesty of Falun Gong practitioners have touched the hearts of kind people everywhere. April 25th will forever be remembered as the day when 10,000 people appealed for the right to follow their hearts. Such a peaceful demonstration has never before been seen in all of China's history.